Whoops. Yard all cut. Yay! Clean cut grass. Smells good. Took care of the grass. Yard's all cut. All that stuff's taken care of. So now it's time to move on to the garden. I got a rototill it. Got some grass coming up and some weeds and stuff like that to take care of. And I'm going to show you my tomato plants, which caught a little bit of water. So we had a hefty rain about a week ago. The garden's just now drying out, so I got to come in here and rototill and all that stuff, and just check my tomato plants and make sure it's not any kind of bug or mite or anything weird, and it's just water damage. So that's the plan for today. Alright, so this is the garden. It's about 45 feet long, about 15 feet wide. We got strawberry patch going, about 24 strawberry plants here, coming all the way down this way. Got a bunch of tomato plants, some heirloom tomatoes and early girls and things like that, some beefsteaks. My issue is with these plants here, we had quite a bit of rain come about a week ago, and as you can see in the back there, it's still pretty wet, which is kind of crazy how much rain we haven't had since then, but I think all my plants got drowned out by too much rain. So I'm just going to check, make sure that they're okay, see if there's any signs of bugs or anything like that around, which I'm not seeing anything right now. But take off some of the dead leaves, I think, and hopefully some of it will pop back. But the rest of the plant's doing pretty good. It's doing well. It's nice and green. It's already got some flowers on there, so it should be good there. And then just gotta grab the rototill in between all the strawberries, and that'll be it. Freshen up the garden, make sure it's nice and cleaned up, and we'll check all the lettuce and all those things. But as of right now, it looks pretty good. Got tons of lettuce and romaines and kale. We got our Brussels sprouts going, which are doing pretty fantastic. Heidi's pretty excited about that. And there's some peppers in the back there. So everything's doing pretty good. And yeah, so we're going to clean up the garden and make sure it's doing well for the next week or so. Now, I did say rototill, but that's not actually what I'm doing. I'm not using the heavy-duty rototiller to do all this. Actually, I'm using just my little Craftsman cultivator. Small little guy. It's like a one-horse little machine. I think one horse, whatever. And it just helps loosen up the ground and make it to where I can rake out all the weeds. But this is what I'm using. This little guy right here. Little tiny tines on it. Small little guy. 2-cycle engine. Real small, real simple, and yeah, that's what does the job there, this guy. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the destruction afterwards. It does a good job clipping up a lot of the junk and stuff and all the weeds and things like that, and basically just rake it out, grab your fork, rake it out, grab your steel rake, whatever you're going to use, and around the plants and stuff we'll actually have to hand weed and stuff like that. And I didn't do this half because it's so tight and there's not any weeds and stuff, so I'm just going to hit that with a fork, steel fork, and freshen up the dirt and stuff like that, get some oxygen into the ground and help it grow that way. But yeah, that's pretty much it there. I have my yard tools to help me clear out the rest of the yard, fork and a steel rake, and then should be pretty much done. So that's pretty much it. Got it all leveled out, but I can't really work in the garden too much. It's still pretty damp. It's hard to get a shovel or a rake or anything in the dirt and stuff, so I can't really rake out the rest of this garden. But that's alright. There's not many weeds. Everything's doing pretty good. Got a couple runners in the strawberry plants, so that's pretty cool. One thing about strawberries is you gotta pick all the flowers and all the berries the first year. So they create runners and basically create another plant. So this is the plant. It's got all the berries and stuff pretty much picked off, but this is a runner right here. It's a little vine, comes out by the plant, and that's what you want to train to have it create another plant out there. It'll create another plant out there. It'll do runners in both directions, and plant next to it will plant runners and stuff like that, and that's how you get rows. That's why they're so far apart right now. You pick all the flowers off of them, and next year or the year after, the second year you plant them is when you pick berries, and usually you can get about a third year out of some of them, but the berries are a little bit smaller and you don't get as many. But I missed a couple here. There's a berry here. There's a berry here, which used to be flowers. Just pick those off and they'll create runners. So, and this guy might have runners coming right there. You can see, you can see the runner starting right there. It'll come out and start branching off a little vine. This one's got one about halfway there. It's almost about to touch ground. So I need to be able to train this one to go this way, because I don't want it in my walkway. So we'll just try to get him coerced into going that way. In a couple days I'll be able to get him a little bit longer and moving in the right direction. Pretty much it for today. Just some yard work. I'm not gonna build anything yet. I gotta build the other end table, but I had to get the garden done, and it's kind of crappy, cloudy, cold around here. But I got a few projects that I want to build, that I want to work on. But I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do with those pallets. First thing I built was a little wine rack, so I got to finish that up, stain it, sand it, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to show you a few things I did do when I first got those couple of pallets. I didn't really film or anything like that. But so here's my bench that I built of a couple of pallets. Took just one pallet, cut a couple of boards out of it, stuff for the seat. A couple of boards out of another pallet for the back. A couple of leftover 2x4s that I scrapped from a couple other pallets. And it makes a pretty good little two-seater bench for around the fire pit. One of the main reasons I got pallets was to build a fence for the garden. You probably saw it in some of the footage, but all these little fence pieces, those are actual pallets just scrapped apart, buried into the ground, put together, built a little gate, keep the dogs out is basically what this is for. But a little gate, couple of hinges, keeps the dogs out, does its job. And because we got a dog that just likes to dig everywhere, so he needs to be kept out. So yeah, that was a quick, easy pallet fence. I am gonna modify this thing in the fall, I think, and do it a little differently. I think I want to take that pallet fence apart and build actual just vertical fencing out of it, buy a couple of 2x4s and 1x1s or something like that, or 1x2s, and put together a fence. So if I get to that, that'll be on here as well. So quite a few projects I want to do with those pallets. A couple of tables and stuff for the inside I want to build as well. Got to build the other one for the outside, possibly 2 more for back here, or at least 1 more for back here. So that's it for today, and we'll catch you next time.